IPOB Igbo ekenekwa m Igbo ndị ma njem ọnụ biko nwanne anyị nwoke anụ nwekwara okwu ọzọ si ka bịa drop on a video today because ị na-ama na okwu bụgo okwu regarding ihe na-eme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu nkịta ọbịago bịa combine foto Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Nelson Mandela wee sị okay ebe the situation dị like this na what happens to the time of Nelson Mandela eyotago because ibe na-enekwa anya na ifukwa na mgbe ahụ nwekwa mgbe Ebuka Obi kwuru okwu sị na if ndị Igbo desire not to speak about ihe na-eme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, God is going to raise somebody. So onye ọbụla kwapụta akwa okwu maka Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, especially this young man. Mụrụ m ihe kali obi o ji vibrate like this. Mana nke bụ eziokwu na the young man na-ekwu okwu I said it before in my video. I'm no na-ekwu okwu, just that the only problem one way is that no na-ekwu okwu with iwe. O ji iwe ekwu okwu, and that's one part of ndị Hausa that they need to deal with and work upon themselves. Mana if you look far beyond ihe iwe na-ewe and ka o si ekwu okwu ma yes na okwu ya make sense because ọ na-aga adị mkpa ka esi ndị anyị bụ ndị Igbo ọ bụ na adọbeghị ya aka n'ike ọ dọọ ya aka na ma ya na ha dị serious. So man, I like the fact that now he's taking the bull by the horn. You know, that was he's making sure that na okwu ọbụla ọ na-ekwu nwere ndị ọ na-agwa ya na ndị ọ na-agwa ya makwana that somebody has woken up somewhere because na enwe video for last time mgbe one guy onye Hausa na-asị n'ihe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu mere ya na nga mgbe o jere nga that he will never forget that the Nigerian government may have to keep when you have back or can allude there. Man, for the fact na Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can equate that no more go nebute for him to gain it to pipe low and wake sell on the back out, but he refused to do so. Even now born Hausa but Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ni ginger senya biko now he should not lose hope that even him they are the ones looking up to him for strength from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So biko na na video this young man ame unu nwe ike ghọta ihe ọ na-ekwu n'ụbọchị nke taata ka ọ dịkwa.
Have you people seen a 1 million march before? Have you seen where 1 million people march for a cause they believe in? You never see and you will never know the impact. But if I must tell you this, 1 million march in any part of the world will attract a global attention without lobbying, global attention. And it shouldn't even stop there. I should believe that at this point in time, any lover of freedom should actually have free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with his picture. If you're a true Igbo man, I am telling you, with his picture in all your social media profiles, and you think it doesn't make sense, it actually makes sense. I want you to know that globally, when people challenge the reality of corrupt bad governance in any way, they are actually tagged as and they are charged with treason. Same thing with what happens to Madiba. But what liberated Madiba was the fact that people that believe in his cause and his ideology actually stood till he was released. But I don't want the Igbo people to go this way, to actually look at the fact that he needs to stay this long. But let's look at it. Igbo was pardoned recently. Igbo was pardoned recently, Abi. And the Gumi are actually advocate of negotiation with bandits like Bello, Turji and whatever and the rest of it. And you are sitting down. And if you tell me what is the excuse here, there is no excuse. The Igbos have all the capability. 1 billionaire that is not even a politician, I am telling you, can feed the whole of the Igbo land for 1 million match. 1 billionaire can feed the whole of Igbo land in the spirit of 1 million match. But you will never do that. You will think that the politicians are actually trying to ensure a situation where there's dialogue or whatever, whatever it is. The fact is, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stood for was something that would deprive these politicians of their power, to actually be actually sitting down and actually be capitalizing on the ignorance of the people. So if you think that there's something in the pipeline, nothing is going to come out of these politicians. And what am I telling you? Am I calling for? But the fact is, you people have all the resources. Test this, put this to test. Have have a 1 million march and see if Al Jazeera, CNN, BBC, every other will not be interested in this without lobbying. Without lobbying. But if you think that there's an easy way out of this, the next thing is when I talk now, one lawmaker will tell you, say, no, come out. The federal government get plan to. But the fact is, everybody is dying gradually, not just the Igbos, everybody is dying gradually in Nigeria as a result of incompetent governance and lack of rule of law and due process. Everybody is in that country gradually, one at a time. Because when you make it all of a sudden, people go talk. But when it's gradual, the way it is, 170 people buy a B, the next thing is a lot of funny things. So if you like, put business over everything. But the fact is, I would like a situation where when you sit down to tell your children a story one day, you should be able to say that there's one man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that have noticed that this country was not going anywhere. And the fact that everybody is gradually, and he took a stand and we defended him. And at the end of the day, that is why you are what you are today. Every other country in the world have this kind of stories. Every other country in the world have this kind of stories. But it will never be a story. You full docile individuals like you sit down and say that there's going to be a political solution to all these things. You're interested in the camping, defection, or whatever, business, or what. I wish you well. But the fact is, think what I need to tell you there. It will be a shame for the goat to catch a thief. Abi, that is what they say. And that is what is actually waiting for you people. You make a not talk bunch again. But in my man, I feel like saying bunch. And the fact is, let's look at it. You people are unified in one language. What is your population in the globe? What is your population in even Nigeria? That a 1 million march, 1 million peaceful march is not attainable. Do you know the impact of that? Do you know that what that will say to the globe? But as long as this lobbying, whether Christian or no Christian, or whatever, at the end of the day, it doesn't actually establish your cause. It will never in any way. Which if you feel you want to play safe, well, Simon is just here making noise. The next thing is they will say, when we come out the last time, you are pushing us to where they go. We believe in peaceful dialogue. Peaceful protest is also a peaceful way of going about doing things. Peaceful protest is also enshrined in the Constitution. And the fact is, it has a global magnitude of actually changing the story and narrating to the world your plight of what is going on. And it brings down to, in short, you will set the precedence to the world and even to Nigerians what peaceful protest, just like Mahatma Gandhi at a point in time did, that this is what it means to have a peaceful protest that is productive, that changes the narrative. That is the power you people command, and you